those things look pretty. Oh, pretty. Oh, so pretty. What's going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry, and today is the beginning of a very, very, very fantastic year. January is going to be a great month for DJs. We got two concurrent announcements from turntable companies. One from established company Reloop, and two from the giants of turntable tech, and that would be Technics Turntables. NAMM's gonna be ridiculous this year. Ridiculous. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Technics 1200 MK7s. The gold standard for turntables. The one everybody wants to be, the one everybody wants to topple over. Technics is what you would call the master.
Who's the one and only master?
Technics has been around for decades, and they have had the fortune and the misfortune of producing some of the most durable, not the best, but the most durable turntables ever to be made for planet Earth. They made them so good and so simplistic in nature that when and if any time they did break down, they were simple to fix. Their parts were readily available, and they were quick turnarounds that even the user like myself, for you as a DJ, you could make those changes yourself without having to send them in. And pretty much any fix you made would guarantee another 10 to 20 years of worry-free, stress-free service from your turntables. Well, excluding the tone arm, that thing was shit. No matter what, no matter how many times you replaced it, that thing was gonna break every single time. If a company could come out with a tone arm lock that actually worked, I'd probably buy that thing immediately. Put my money down, take my money, it's yours. I do need to mention that I have actually owned pretty much every single turntable model on the planet from Technics, all the way from the 1200 MK1s, all the way to the MK5Gs. The MK5Gs were actually my favorite and most hated turntable. They were beautiful to look at, they were beautiful to use, except they never were in sync. No matter how many times I had them serviced, we could never get the two turntables to play in sync. There was always a drift, and more importantly, one of my turntable motors, it just was always hanging. Didn't have those problems with any other of my turntables, all the way to the MK2s. I got ones that were built in the 70s that work today just like they worked when I first bought them. So let's talk about the good things that are coming out with this new turntable. Well, there's actually a number of things that would make you consider buying these over the PLXs. There's a new direct drive engine, which is giving it more torque. It's gonna give you a more consistent start and stop. Adjustable torque, which is great, so you can really get into the finite details of the way you like the feel of your turntables. Two, they're actually lighter than the previous models. So from what I've understood is they're somewhere around 3 to 4 pounds lighter than their old versions of their turntables. That's fantastic. There is a digital pitch fader that could go either way, but if that digital pitch fader is accurate, then you're not gonna have to think about things falling out of sync because that thing is gonna be locked on. A lot of people don't like to move to digital. They like the analog because if you're thinking about digital on a plane and you have 0 to 8 and 0 to 8 this way. Well, in between every hatch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there are halves and there are quarters and there are, 16ths. And basically what happens is if you're using analog, you can micro adjust to those middle in between tempos, okay? But if it's digital, you lose all of that extra option. So for a lot of people, not having that ability to kind of micro adjust is a problem for them. I haven't really seen this issue, to be honest with you. It's just not a thing anymore, especially since most people are using computers. They're using software, and that software already has that adjustment kind of built in. So it's not as important to make sure that you get that micro tempo on. It just doesn't happen. With vinyl, okay, there is a thing. Having that extra does play into it a little bit, but again, you DJ enough, you kind of know where you need to go. Did I mention that they were lighter? That's really, really important. They also have internally grounded RCAs, and hey, it only took you 40 years to do, but I'm glad you did it. I think it's important that they move ahead with the times. People have been internally grounding their decks for years anyway, so, you know, just do what the people are asking for. It struck me very odd that Pioneer would not internally ground their PLX 1000s. That's the dumbest thing that I've actually seen across the board. When I opened up my box and I pulled out the RCAs, they were detachable. I'm like, great. And then I said, oh, Mike, there is a ground wire here. Why is there a ground wire here? And if you take the ground wire off, they don't work properly. You actually need that ground wire. Internally ground your turntables, Pioneer. Please. Ultimately, that just means it's an all-around better turntable. But is that enough to get you to move back over to Technics? Would you consider Technics to be a little more antiquated now that they're not throwing out the bells and whistles that the other companies are? Which segues into the next company I want to talk about, which is Reloop. Now, Reloop has been kind of focusing on making turntables, hardware that the DJs actually want to use by integrating the cue point that are normally found in the computer or in the mixer. They're removing one extra element for you to have to move to another place. But obviously, when you introduce additional software, hardware pieces into something like a turntable, you introduce possibilities for failure. And because a lot of the tech that we use is a little bit disposable. And I don't mean that in the sense that you're gonna throw it away after a year. I mean, if something happens to the deck, you send it in, a lot of times it may not be able to be fixed and they're just gonna send you a new one, hence the disposable. You're not gonna be able to take them and get them serviced like you would with the old Technics. And that goes with the new Technics too. I haven't seen them yet, so I don't know under the hood what the issues may be. Of course, we can't forget about all the other mass OEM manufacturers out there. Pioneer, Denon, even Rain 12s are technically a turntable and they're technically modeling after the Technics 1200s. So we already have all of these options available. Do we need another option just because it's Technics? To be honest with you, I don't even understand what's going on with the Technics Panasonic division. They had stopped making turntables. They were done. They were licensing their patents to their 1200s to everybody out there, which is why we have so many OEMs that look just like Technics 1200s. They were done. They had disappeared. Nobody was really hearing about them. And then all of a sudden, bam, $20,000 turntable. For who? Obviously, this deck won't cost anywhere near $20,000. The street is already saying that it's going to be somewhere around or below $1,000, which is actually pretty much in line with all turntables out there. Hey guys, future me here. When I was editing this video, I was trying to actually get the true amount that the Technics are going to be sold for, and it turns out they're going to be listed at $1,200. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know what to think, considering most of the turntables out there are $699, $799, and you come out with a $1,200 turntable. So you're looking at $2,400 for this set. For $2,400, you could have two PLX 1000 turntables and a Pioneer S9 mixer, and you'd only have to pull out an additional $400 to get the set for two turntables. So I'm not really sure what they're thinking. Obviously, the name is important, and a lot of people are going to buy this just because of the name, but that is a lot of money. It's a lot of money for everybody out there. I don't care who you are. All right, back to your video. So, who is this for? Well, it's for everybody, obviously. But if you're a vinyl lover, this one is going to be fantastic for you. I mean, it's going to give you all the bells and whistles, a stronger motor, all the things that you've come to love about Technics, but just a little better. Also, if you like new shiny stuff and you like new kicks with the classic feel, those Technics are going to be great. I watched a video yesterday with a couple of turntablists at CES. They were live streaming it, and I got to tell you, those things look pretty. Oh, pretty. Oh, so pretty.
It's pretty. It's so pretty.
With the black tone arm, that's the bomb, man. I just for that, might give me a little bit of gear envy, and I might have to go get those. Are they going to sell? Yes. Are they going to be a quality turntable? 100%. I'm just not sure releasing a turntable that is basically just a turntable in 2019 and beyond is a smart business move for DJs. All the DJs are moving towards digital. With Phase coming out soon, with the Rain 12s that are out, and people are loving those things. I just don't understand the market for it. I would have loved if they came out with like a Technics 12 version, working with Serato, working with Pioneer, and coming out with a version that like is a Technics turntable with no tone arm and just Serato connected software. If you are in the market for turntables, definitely wait now. Check out the Technics, see if it's even something that makes sense for you. Let me know what you're thinking about. Let me know if you are interested in those Technics, or if you're interested in the Reloops, or if you are going all digital and going over to the Rain 12s, or you're gonna stick with your controllers or move away from turntables altogether. Let me know what you're gonna do in the comments below. So if you found what I said useful, hit that like button. If you really like what I'm saying, hit that subscribe button. I try to post twice a week. I got a couple more videos coming out really soon. So sit tight, and if I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Always a pleasure. Peace.